Who are your rock heroes, your guitar gods? You can name a few of them.
I never call myself as a guitarist, but for me, Linkin Park was the one that I loved. I come from all the Linkin Park, Slipknot, those days. But I started with Backstreet Boys. So yeah, so
Lovely.
it's like all the things that could happen to a 90s kid or an 80s kid.
Welcome to Radio Bandland. And as we traverse through some nostalgia, what happened in December 2023, I just thought we'd get Uddipan on. This is the founder member of As We Keep Searching. Hi, buddy. How are you? Great to speak to you.
Yeah, hi, all well here, and likewise, fantastic to be here.
Just jog back your memory. What an awesome couple of stages. Great festival for bands, Bandland. What did you go through when you played to that Bangalore crowd, when you got off? And most importantly, there's some seminal bands out there. Deep Purple, War on Drugs, the Punk Rockers, Amel and the Sniffers, the Goo Goo Dolls. What you made of all of the other big bands in their performances?
First of all, I think like you have done couple of these interviews about Bandland, and everybody might have already spoken multiple times that how fantastic of a festival it is for bands, band specific festival which lets band have their own space to play and also the share the energy with other bands, which is completely different than a solo artist or a singer-songwriter or many other things that keeps on happening. So for us, it was fantastic because we felt, and we have been around for a while. It's been 10 years since As We Keep Searching has been around. So for us, we felt the energy was exactly like how we felt that back in 2013 or 14 when we were starting out as a band. So more than anything, okay, the stages have gotten way bigger than how we used to play in 2014-15. So productions have gone to some other level. The moment we walk on stage, it does not feel like small stage. It's huge, it's massive. So we keep on talking all these things, how things have changed. But most importantly is the energy coming back alive, which we connected really well with the whole Bandland experience. So I'm not a Deep Purple fan. I have heard their music. I have always appreciated them, but I was never a fan. But that night when we played the show and we were on the same day, I just went to check them out for okay, let me go and check them out for 5-10 minutes and I'll be back. But trust me when I say this, I went there and I never went back to refill my beer also. Those guys just held me by everything, like it was incredible. And the way they played, they interacted, how they saved their energy at their age, it was just inspiring.
If you look at your own journey as a band, I mean, it's in the blink of an eye, 10 years have gone by. Would you say your most definitive album would be Sleep? I'll tell you why. There are lots of people who benefited from Sleep in many ways, and not just in a musical manner. A lot of us were going through a very tough phase in life, and sleep is the first thing that gets affected when you have stress, don't you? And the number of people who are going on to apps which help you sleep, I think it was just wonderful to have an entire album that you could just leave on and play and just doze off to sleep with. I mean, I've lost count of the number of nights I've done that, and you must get that from a lot of the fans, Uddipan.
Yeah, Sleep was completely unexpected kind of an album from As We Keep Searching, and it worked out in a very different way, which we appreciate and we are glad about. 100% Sleep has impacted people in a more emotional way or more of a concerning way, which is nice. But I would also not take away the whole emotions attached to the other albums because be it all the albums, we are more of an album band. If you have noticed, we don't release singles and it has never worked out for us. So when we write an album, it is about a concept, the whole album. So it just reflects, and it's fantastic to keep listening to, like every album came out and there are stories which we keep hearing from our and some listeners about how it has impacted them at their stage at that particular time. And that was the whole motive. And if we could add any value to a listener at that point of time, it's fantastic. And if it continues, it's great. That's why we continue, like 10 years, and we are still writing, and we are going to release our next album coming year. So the sounds keep on releasing.
The fans are now clamoring for more because it's been a while since the last one. But you're right. I mean, if you're not into singles, then obviously there will be a gap. Unlike other bands who turn around and release 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5, and then end up releasing the EP or the single. So it's a wait that we have painstakingly endured as your fans. But it's wonderful that this year is going to be the year. But I want to ask you about something which is really unique to As We Keep Searching. The fact that you go to multiple cities and have listening sessions, I think is very, very unique. Is that something that you saw an international band do, or is it something that you just felt, Uddipan, that you needed to do this?
It was definitely very hectic. The first listening sessions that we did was back in 2017 when we released Zia. It was across 14-15 cities, and then with Roo, we took it to 26 cities. It was intense, and because we don't have that kind of a capital for the whole band to travel, it was me traveling to all the cities, and wherever the band could join or they were around, they always joined me. So this idea didn't come from anyone else, but we just wanted, we are, if you notice, As We Keep Searching is not kind of a band that you are in a festival, you see the band playing and you enjoy directly. You have to have some kind of relationship with the band, with us, with our music. It has to impact you in a certain way, and it has to be close to you to become a fan. And those things starts and goes back to the storytelling bit. And storytelling bit is incomplete without sitting with the fans and telling them the stories beyond the 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes of the song. So that's what called us for to have these listening sessions, which resulted well, and we had a very personal connect with the fans. And we also took a few fans, super fans, to Kalga in Himachal and did a listening session there. So all these things which are more than us writing music. We don't want to be like a band who writes music, plays a concert and just walks away. We are very personal with our fans.
Also, your collaborations have been very deep and very fruitful. Ajay Jayanti, the violinist and composer, for example, Mali, Swaratma. There was a whole phase when that For Your Mind campaign was going on, where you did some amazing stuff, So talk about notable collaborations that the band will always cherish and remember.
Shankura from Assam, he did a song with us. The song called Avatar. It's basically a version of the song Glued from Sleep. So it had a lot of space for vocals, and that guy just killed it. And that song is very well received by Northeast India, and it just worked out well. I think it was one
I
of
love
the best
the album
collaborations.
art for it, with the tree and cloth just dangling off it. And I love that, all your songs, your albums have distinct album art, and the videos now seem to be very well thought of. I mean, you're not really a music video director, but I think you've garnered so much experience over the last 10 years that you can now go on it on your own, Uddipan, along with the right technicians.
Yeah, we have always been a DIY band. So, and that's our superpower, and over the 10 years, what I have realized is that all these constant recycling of ideas does not work. So it might work for me as 10 years of experience of doing a specific task might work for me, but that task doesn't and will probably never work for a new artist. So finding these new ways of doing things as a DIY artist, I think we enjoy that the most. And that has helped us learn new skills beyond just songwriting or performing on stage.
I'm going to come to Footage, the movie, and deciding to do an entire soundtrack, on this particular film. What drew you to the film?
It's not us. It's the filmmakers who got drawn to our music, which is supposedly the most beautiful thing to happen, because then we have a conversation, we have a dialogue going on about the
Wow, so Shaiju called you
song.
himself and said, this is what I
they
want.
got it. Yes, and he has been listening to the songs for a while, and he just found our songs to be fitting into his movie. So it just worked that way, and he's a fantastic guy. So all the conversation that we had, when we are also there in one snippet in the movie as well. So you'll see the band in the film. So all these things, otherwise not. I feel like not everyone takes care of, but Saiju is so particular that he wanted us to fly to Kochi to shoot that bit, and it's fantastic. It was a great experience.
That's lovely. So, the album release, when can we expect it? Which month? And do you start doing a listening session for it, or do you go on tour? What are your plans?
Oh no, nothing has been planned yet, so it's too early. But all we know is that the songs are going for mastering this month. So we will have the songs with us next month. So then we plan ahead. So most probably we'll be releasing multiple songs this year, and eventually January or February is when we will release the whole album.
I know you love gigging, and a musician's heart is wherever the next gig is. And you yourself have said that you've recorded in Pune, you love Kolkata, and obviously performing in the Northeast in Shillong is a totally different experience. But truly, where does your heart belong to? Where does As We Keep Searching's heart belong to? Which city?
It's a very tough question, because from day one we have been focused across India as a band. And the best part is that everyone's influences come from different states. That helped us to become pan-India early. The fact of having Hindi vocals into a very Western influenced music also helped us to get more accessible. So all these things put together, it just made us like a pan-India band. So I don't have a particular place to call as the home of As We Keep Searching, which is also the beauty. When you look around any band, they are from Bombay, they are from Delhi, and that's about it. But for As We Keep Searching, where are your band members? I am in Goa, one is in Bangalore, one is in Bombay, one is in Delhi, Pune. It's just spread out across India, which is the beauty of As We Keep Searching.
So, where are you now currently, Uddipan?
I'm in Goa.
You're in Goa, wonderful.
Yeah.
My last question is, who were your heroes when you were growing up as a kid? Who are your rock heroes, your guitar gods? You can name a few of them.
I never call myself as a guitarist, but for me, Linkin Park was the one that I loved. I come from all the Linkin Park, Slipknot, those days, but I started with Backstreet Boys. So yeah, it's like all the things that could happen to a 90s kid or an 80s kid, go through all the genres possible. And finally, I was also very fond of Korn at that point of time, but only bands, that's what I grew up with.
It's wonderful that you would be on a show called Radio Bandland, and you and As We Keep Searching would go and rock a festival called Bandland. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.